Hi, I'm Sarah Joseph, the author of The Animals in My Brain, and today I wanted to share with you a few quick tips for taming the animals in your child's brain. So, before we begin with the tips, it's really important that we understand how the brain works, and explaining this to kids is really helpful in taming the animals. So, let's take a look at the poster that I have on your screen. And if you'd like a free copy of this poster, you can jump onto my website, sarahjoseph.ca, and download your free printable copy to share with your own kids. I find it really helpful to have this in the house somewhere so that we can use the language and help kids remember the different parts of the brain. So first we have Derek the guard dog, who's our amygdala. And the amygdala warns us about danger and makes us act fast. So it's the part of our brain that takes in everything that's going on around us and decides if it's safe or unsafe. If it decides that the information is safe, then it allows it to flow up to the higher levels of the brain, which are the prefrontal cortex, the wise old owl, who is in charge of reasoning, logic, impulse control, language, and problem solving. And also that information flows up to the hippocampus, which is Elsa the elephant. And Elsa the elephant helps us learn and remember things and recall information. So when things are flowing properly, when the wise old owl and Elsa the elephant are in control of the brain, then we're able to recall information for tests or for remembering rules or remembering what happened during our day. And we're also able to learn and code information and connect it to other experiences in our brain. We're able to solve problems and make full sentences, use our reasoning and logic, and our impulse control is much more available to us. Now, when Derek thinks that something is dangerous, what he does is he starts barking, and it alarms all the other animals in the brain. So the wise old owl will fly away, and Elsa the elephant will go and hide too. And so when the guard dog is barking, then the main parts of our brain that we need for solving problems and for learning are gone. We have limited access to them. And the ape wakes up. And the ape is our fight, flight, or freeze response. And so Anthony, the ape, when he's in control of our brain, we often do and say things that gets us into trouble. Things don't go so well. So it's really important that we know what's happening, right? We can hear the guard dog barking and stop the guard dog from barking before Anthony wakes up. Or we know how to calm the guard dog down so Anthony can go back to sleep and the wise old owl can come back to her perch and Elsa the elephant can come back to help us learn. The problem with our brain and with Anthony is that he is a bit of a puppy. So he's still learning what is dangerous and what is not dangerous. And the way that he responds, the barking, is the exact same, whether we're really in danger or if it's just a friend bugging us or a sibling bugging us. So, or our kids whining. This isn't just for kids' brains, it's our brains too. So it's really helpful if we understand how it feels in our bodies when Anthony is coming out or getting woken up, or when we can feel Derek the guard dog barking. And usually what that feels like in our bodies is like we want to explode, or we got this tightening in our chest, or we get a tightening of our muscles. We might feel like a hot flash. All those are signs that our body is giving us that our guard dogs are barking. And so let's move into some of the tips for taming the animals in your brain or in your child's brain. And the first tip is to take a break. Because as you just learned, when the guard dog is barking, a child or an adult cannot learn a lesson, correct behavior, or solve a problem. So it's really important to just recognize that that can't happen right now and to take a break until we have our wise old owls back on our perch. Research shows that it takes about 20 minutes for a physiological response to change back to baseline. So once the guard dog has been barking loud enough to wake up the ape, then it takes about 20 minutes for the ape to go back to sleep and for the guard dog to stop barking completely and the wise old owl and also the elephant to come back. So a good break before we jump into trying to solve a problem. One of the fastest ways that we can calm our brains down and kind of flip that switch to get started on the break is by inhaling calming aromas. Our olfactory bulbs are directly linked to our emotional brain and have the power to shift the mood. So they have the power to basically shift that guard dog from barking to calm in less time. So they're really effective. The other really great tool is naming it to tame it. And Daniel Siegel uses this catchphrase that I love, because what happens is when you name an emotion, you're connecting the intellectual part of the brain with the emotional part of the brain. And when the two sides connect, it brings more balance to our nervous system. And that is calming to our systems in our brains and to the animals. There is a myth in our society that children learn how to self-regulate and soothe by being left alone. But the truth of the matter is they learn how to soothe themselves from us soothing them. And they learn how to regulate by us co-regulating them. So often children up to 10 years old and sometimes older need a safe adult to help them regulate their emotions and to calm down. And this can be done simply through using the name it to tame it, through offering a break, through being empathetic, and by using what you already know, the skills that you already have to soothe your children, right? When our children are sick or hurt, it's very easy for us to soothe them. It's when our children are feeling angry or are whiny or have emotions that trigger within us a discomfort that we find it difficult to soothe them. So use the skills that you already have to help comfort them. And if you need a break before you can do that, that's perfectly fine. Take a break, use your oils, and calm yourself down. Name your emotions to tame them, and then show up for your kids in a different way. Okay, I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions, pop them below and I'd be happy to help. Have a great day.